Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm getting very close right now to my first print. Couple of things left to do: the extruder motor, the hot end assembly, hooking everything up, calibrate everything, and then we can print. Welcome back guys. Let's not waste any time. We are going to move on to the assembly of the extruder. The extruder that I'm going to use is this one right here. I've got this design for a couple of years and I'm really happy with it. There's almost no maintenance to it and it's very easy to assemble. I did, however, made one upgrade to it, and instead of using this metal one, I'm going to use this plastic one. I found this one on Thingiverse, and the difference between them, this one is a little bit higher here, which gives me the option to print flexible filaments. Normally when I do an assembly of something, I do it on a table so you guys can see all the details. The problem right now is that once it's assembled, you can't mount it anymore. So first thing to do is mount the mount on the frame. Well, that's it for the extruder motor. I mounted it upside down, that way I don't have too much things sticking out. I already don't like that the motor is sticking out. So I mounted it upside down. If I release the pressure of it, I can put the filament through, and from here it will go to with a PTFT tube to the hot end. I only made a time lapse of how I mounted the extruder because there's really nothing to explain about it. So let's move on to the hot end assembly. Let's take a closer look. So I'm using plastic parts that I found from Tech2C. They aren't the prettiest one out there, but they work. So I took a chance to print these guys out. I've got the base plate where I can mount my hot end on. I've got a clamp to clamp my hot end down. I've got a fan duct and something for my inductive sensor. I've got a fan, a genuine E3D V6 one. These are a little bit more expensive than the Chinese ones, but I've bought the Chinese clone and they don't even come near these guys. So I would advise to spend a little bit more money and buy a genuine one. Then I've got 3 M3 screws of 15mm, 2 M4 screws of 25mm and 1 of 35mm with a bolt. And in here I already pushed those in. I've got 4 M3 bolts and I've got 2 M3 bolts on the side. Okay, let's get this thing together. Hold on, they really thought this thing through when they designed it. You can see it because, for example, they made a little hole up here so you can attach the wires with a zip tie. That way it looks very, very neat. Like this. I placed my mount for my inductive sensor a little bit lower because I'm not sure that it would reach this distance. So let's put this on the Hypercube. So here we are again. First I want to do is disassemble, of course, my inductive sensor. because it was mounted temporarily on the same mount as where we're going to mount the extruder. Well, this is pretty easy to mount on it. There are 4 holes in the back here. Here you got also 4 holes. There's a bolt behind those holes here. Just place it on here and tighten them down at the back. That's it. I had to use 4 screws of 12mm to attach this to the X carriage. To be honest, it looks awesome. It's really rigid. I do have to do something about those horrible cables here. But first I'm going to hook everything up and see if we can actually get it running. Everything has been hooked up right now. Like you can see, it's a complete chaos. That's something that I will adjust in the future, but right now I just want to see if everything is working correctly. Another thing that I have to show you guys, I installed a MOSFET for my heated bed. Although they say it isn't necessary with this board, I just don't want to fry this board. So to be safe, I installed this MOSFET. Right, let's load up some filament and see what it does. So that didn't work out like I hoped to, but I kept trying, so I printed another and a couple of dozen more until I finally succeeded. And that's when it got interesting, because I already discovered a couple of flaws. For example, like you see here, the first problem that I had was adhesion to the bed. Like you can see here, all the corners are bent. So I really had to clean my bed. Next, like you can see here, there's a gap in the part. And it's not only on one side, it's on the complete print. That's telling me that there is an issue with my lead screw. Not exactly a problem with the lead screw, but with the height of my heated bed. If I raised my bed, it started to wobble a little. And this is an inconsistent height for each layer. So to fix that, I installed a second lead screw. If you go bigger than 20 on 20 centimeters, you really need a second lead screw. Another issue that I found on my prints, I on purpose overexposed this video so you can see clearly what I'm talking about, are those vertical lines. Remember those pulleys that I was using for my XI gantry? Well, those are artifacts coming from those pulleys. Those pulleys that I had in here, since this is the flat surface of the belt, I replaced them with a regular bearing. That's it, guys. I'm really excited about this one. It's very promising already, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. In my future videos I will give you an update on what I changed and what the result will be. But right now, why don't we make this official? And what's a better way to make it official than printing a Benchy? And here it is, my first Benchy. It isn't perfect, but it's better than the one that I could create in my old printer. This one is printed with a 0.4mm nozzle and a layer height of 0.2mm. But of course, it's okay, I guess, but I'm not happy with this one. So I couldn't resist and printing another one. So I made this one.
out of ABS. Also, not the best result. I'll place them a little bit further. So I kept on trying and I print another one. This one is made of PLA. As you can see, I'm still struggling here with my retraction settings. And I needed to print this guy out. This one is also printed out of PLA, and I'm still having some stringing right here and some blobs. But the cool thing of this is it glows in the dark. Next, I've been playing with my PETG filament, and same thing here. Problems with retraction, so I try to adjust it, and I've got less problems with retraction, but I've got too much retraction, as you can see the gaps right here. And finally, and after tweaking a lot with my settings, this is the end result that I got. As you can see, the lines here in the front are pretty decent. Retraction settings are okay for what I guess, because I don't got stringing anymore, and also the corners are pretty sharp. So, honest, if you compare this with my old printer, this is by far the best result that I ever got. So, am I happy with this Hypercube? Yes. Well guys, that's it for now. In my opinion, this project was a great success. It isn't perfect yet, a lot of room for improvement, like I already told you, but that will be something for my future videos. So it doesn't mean that because it's printing right now, I won't post anything anymore. If you have questions, always feel free to post them below. If you like this, click on the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. See you guys in my next video.